Oh, yes, the land of podcasts. It's a very, very special place that you've found yourself in, and well done for getting this far. But this is where the journey ends. See ya.
The nice thing about podcasts, though, is that people actually want to be here.
Yeah,
Isn't that
fantastic. So let's just have some fun. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. We play a little game of Are You Schnitting Me? One of us is telling a true story, one of us is telling a lie. You just got to work out who's saying what.
Yes. Dead or Alive was a lot of fun as well. A little celebration of both life and death. And sometimes you're rooting for someone to be dead so you can score yourself a free coffee. Hands up if you've been in that situation before. Guilty.
Worst Job Wednesday. You chucked on the subway Speedos and washed a few colleagues' cars. How'd you go? Well, you be the judge if you want to check it out on our socials.
Got some hate from my mates, that's for sure.
Oh, constantly.
That's okay. And we also opened up the lines. Breakfast at nova919.com.au to play Ask Us Anything, where no question is off limits. For example, your first kiss. Who was it? When was it? And what was it like?
A
lot of tongue. Too much tongue.
A lot of saliva.
And for me, just in the one direction. So I think I was tilted right. And the kiss went for about 15 minutes. Really gross stuff. Turned me off kissing for a good 6 months. Recovered though.
Probably wasn't your choice, though.
No.
Was it?
No, it was not.
Does anyone want to kiss Andrew anymore? No.
Welcome to the podcast. Mwah. Mwah. Mwah.
It's Worst Job Wednesday! Jodie and Hayes's Worst Job Wednesday.
Feel like I get my hands dirty. In this case, Joe, it's got them a little bit clean because I was cleaning a couple of lazy co-workers' cars.
This was your job for Worst Job Wednesday. Producer Zoe joins us in the studio, as does camera guy Josh. Okay, your cars were filthy, so you're like, let's get Hayesy to clean them. How did he go?
I think he did really well, actually. I'm quite happy with the job that he did. He my car's shiny. He ate the rest of the cheeseburger that was in my front seat. Like, what more do you want?
That is disgusting. For anyone who's seen the video, and I highly recommend that you don't, you ate the cheeseburger out of the back of his car, you filthy animal.
Are you serious, Josh? There's a half-eaten cheeseburger.
I found all sorts of things in young Josh's car, including a bra in the back seat.
What's this? You are potentially big trouble.
Now, can we confirm as well, because the video is still going, it has gone to air. Please tell me that was your fiance's bra.
That was my fiancé.
My
However,
gosh.
she's still not she's still not super happy that went in the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least it was a nice bra, though, at
Yeah,
least.
and lucky they found your fiance's one and not Zoe's that was stuck right under the seat.
Well, my car is also really clean, Jodes.
That's nice.
Yeah, and that would be because I cleaned it.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
It's my turn. We'll see how he performs. It's not going well so far. And then nice and deeper. Yeah, lower. Jesus Christ, Andrew.
I'm sure everyone saw him getting all soapy and slippery on my windshield, but who do we reckon finished it? Josh?
Yeah, it was actually Zoe.
It was
What?
Zoe. It was producer Zoe. She cleaned her own car at the end of
There
that.
is genuine video evidence of Zoe taking the role of that creep out of Dodgeball. She was giving me directions while I was cleaning her wheels.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep.
That was Zoe while she was playing with her belly button telling me what to do.
Yeah, verbatim, I actually said that, but yeah, in the end, I ended up finishing the job myself, paid for it myself. I'm not sure that I would call this a successful Worst Job Wednesday.
I feel like we're burying the lead. Who handed him the Subway Speedos?
Producer Shaw.
A Subway sandwich.
You got a foot-long, 6-inch and new campaign we're starting, little Subway 3-inch.
What did you think of the new Subway campaign as well, Jodie?
Okay, at one point, and
Little 3-inch sub. What did you think of that?
when we spoke yesterday, you said to me, I sort of pressed the Subway Speedos up against the windscreen, but it's going to be blurred, so don't worry. And I saw the video on Instagram last night. It wasn't blurred.
Yeah.
A different man would have needed pixelation.
Biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. I just got valuable info. This is so juicy. Jodies Juice.
We love Rebel Wilson on this show.
I'm the best singer in Tasmania with teeth.
Love it. What's your name?
Fat Amy.
You call yourself Fat Amy?
Yeah, so twig like you don't do it behind my back.
So Aussie star Rebel Wilson has opened up about the heartbreak she suffered after losing her first child via surrogate last year, months before she eventually welcomed her daughter Royce. So she took to the public with her romance with jewellery designer Ramona Agruma in June 2022, but she revealed when they first got together she was already expecting a baby via surrogate. So they hooked up, and then she's like, oh, you should know something, like the surrogate looks like they're out of the first trimester and it's serious and I'm going to have a baby by the end of the year.
She goes, I got one on the way.
Yeah.
You should know something about me.
Yes.
Let's have a serious conversation.
So, unfortunately, she lost that baby but tried again and had little baby Royce, who's a couple of months old now. And this was interesting. She said, I had a sperm concierge. So they trawl through all the sperm shops and then give me like the 10 best that match my criteria.
Wow, sperm concierge. I think that was producer Sean's nickname back in the day. Let's move on swiftly. Punchy, punchy, punchy. Let's go. Here we go. What do we got?
The fringe kicks off.
Look how ready he is too. We'll get that up on the socials. Extremely. Oh, camera guy Josh is coming in giving a very, very discerned look. Let's talk silence.
Yes, that's exactly what we need to talk next. The Fringe kicks off tomorrow in Adelaide. What a spectacular month it's going to be, including the Silence Festival in Elder Park on the banks of the River Torrens. It's a 3-day pyrotechnic concert extravaganza.
There's some music to go with it. Yes, get around silence. How good?
It's going to be so good. Can't wait for Fringe. Maths last night saw the Harrison villain really expose himself with the dirtbag he is. So this is the situation. I'm going to liken it to you and your best mate, Robbie Cornthwaite, right?
Okay.
So this is what happened. You both go to a bar on a Saturday night. You both paired up. Two girls approach. They both offer their numbers. You refuse. You say no thanks. But Robbie says, yeah, give that to me. So Robbie takes the number. Then Robbie goes back to the Channel 7 sports department and tells everyone, oh, Hayesy got some girl's number on Saturday night. So throws you under the bus. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, wow. Okay, so relive via maths.
I feel like in that situation, I did the right thing. I didn't give her my number. I took hers, pretend, deleted it, done.
Then how are you in that?
Well, because it's just everyone just wants drama all the time.
Just Monday morning at the cooler at Channel 7.
And then Tommy Wilson comes up to you and goes, Cornflakes just threw you under the bus, mate.
Hey, I just heard something.
Book for Holiday U this summer.
Because Aussies act a little different on holiday. More daring, relaxed, and sometimes a bit more fancy.
And What If has all kinds of accommodation to suit your style.
Book your next getaway on the What If app. What If it's Aussie for travel.
Jodie and Hayes's Ask Us Anything.
And you're looking forward to this. This is the part of the show where you can get in touch, breakfast at nova919.com.au, and just punch through any question. Nothing is off limits. It's a really good opportunity as well for producer Sean just to throw some barbs out there and just watch us squirm.
Well, I can't throw any barbs. You've thrown them all this morning.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Mate, if anyone's launching grenades around here, it's you.
Stop living in the past, Sean. Come on.
Look, we have had heaps of questions as well, and as Jodie mentioned, you can email us at breakfast at nova919.com.au if you want to know something about the guys that we haven't mentioned on air yet. So, Our first question is Jack from Paynham. We hear a lot about the Marble Bar, but we want to know where your go-to was back in the day.
Ooh.
Go-to nightclub.
Do you want to go first? Or?
Lenny's? No, that's a age joke. That's silly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you're saying I went to Lenny's. No, I actually didn't, so shut up.
I would have loved to go to Lenny's as well.
It sounded good.
Some good things about Lenny's back in the day.
So the seniors bar?
Well, it's like it was in Glenelg, wasn't it? Like a disco type thing in Glenelg.
Apparently.
I saw an oldies bar.
Yeah.
Okay, stop looking. Stop looking at me.
Anyway, stop looking us both up and down. Excuse me very much. It was Marble for me, but it was always the Havelock Hotel before you merged on. And then if you were feeling nice and fit and healthy the next day, you just sort of merged down to the Lion Hotel.
Yeah.
Just for a couple of waters to check in, say hello.
Mine was very similar. So there was an itinerary. Thursday night was Havelock. Friday was HQ on the odd occasion when that was still open. Saturday was the Marble Bar, and then a Sunday session at the Lion on a Sunday.
The odd flash dance on a Wednesday night at HQ as well?
Oh, yes.
Why not?
I may have actually been to the Planet back in the day also, when I was very young.
That was low-hanging fruit.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're calling me?
No. It's not fair. I mean, it's like you would find yourself there and you're like, what am I doing here?
Oh, no.
Why am I here? Why will I be back next weekend?
I don't know any of those bars, but
No,
they all sound
no,
like
no, no.
exciting establishments. Our next question is from Sophie from Noongar. Hayesy, we can tell from your love letter earlier on this week that you're hopeless when it comes to love.
Yes.
But she wants to know, for the both of you, what's been the most romantic thing that you've ever done, being Valentine's Week?
Good question. I've got one.
Okay.
I went to like extremes once when a partner of mine was working away, and I thought, I'm going to jump in the car and I'm going to drive 3 hours and I'm going to turn up at the hotel where he was staying and I'm going to put rose petals everywhere and I'm going to organise dinner. And the response when he opened the door was, oh, I don't really like surprises. What are you doing here?
Surprises can catch you off guard, Joe.
Yes, yeah.
We're very, very delicate creatures, aren't we, Sean?
We are.
I mean, my turn.
Let's move on.
So, I haven't done anything overly romantic. I do remember...
We can tell.
Yeah.
I do remember, this is a true story, when I moved down here, I was 21 years old, and I took a girl on the day, and I love Asian food. And I remember we were driving around, and I'm thinking, I don't know where to go here. So I'll just pull into this place. Clearly it's an Asian restaurant, and we'll have dinner there.
Yeah.
And little did I know, there wasn't a follow-up date. I didn't understand why, and I explained to some other people, because I took it a walk bus. And I wasn't trying to be cheap. It was just a natural thing. But it was the only Asian place that I could identify. And it was a delicious meal too, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, look, Julie, I've made you a love heart out of dumplings.
Cara, it's not too late to escape. It's not too late. All right, our next question is from Katrina from Prospect. Okay, time to fess up. Who is your first kiss and where?
Oh, goodness me. All right, so my first one was at a movie theatre in Hobart.
Do you remember what you're watching?
No, I can't
Wasn't
remember.
your cousin?
Probably E.T. or something like that. Did you say it wasn't your cousin?
You're in Tasmania.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa, sure.
I've got family in Tasmania.
You just took it to a really dark place.
Anyway, his
Way to
name...
derail the entire week.
Okay, it was really... his name was Ben. His arm slipped around. I thought, what's going on here? And then next minute, his tongue was so far down the back of my throat that I couldn't cope. I was like, ugh! So that wasn't a good experience. But the next one, Luke Hay, was great. That was on the Gold Coast. He took me out to dinner and then we had a sweet little pash at the end of the night.
Oh, how
wow.
lovely.
Luke Hay.
Yeah.
Where's he now? Is he in Adelaide?
Oh,
Or
the
where
last
would
time
he
I
be?
saw him, I saw his Facebook picture and it was just him surrounded by a heap of parrots on his shoulder.
Yeah. You really set him straight, didn't you?
All right, Hayesy.
Onwards and upwards from there. So I still remember it like it was one of those moments. It's one of those moments in your life, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
I think everyone
Yeah.
remembers every single detail. Her name was Hayley Barnes. It was in Sydney.
Yeah.
It was at a school dance. And I just remember it happened, but we weren't at the stage yet where you could move your head around. So it's one-sided. So I've taken the right side. She's taken, obviously, the right side as well. And it's just a full-blown, really gross passion. I reckon it would have gone for about 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Can you imagine that?
That's disgusting.
And I reckon about 2 minutes in, she's going, I'm not sure about this. And I'm going, I'm not sure about this. We just kept on going
The
through.
next minute, you've got a crink in your neck because you're 90 degrees to the left.
Yeah. And then you speak to your friends, they go, how was it? Was it amazing? You're like, yeah, don't know. I think it's going to get better.
She loved it, though.
Doesn't sound amazing. And our final question is from Kelly from Golden Grove. Jodie, I think I know your answer, but she wants to know when the last time Hayesy cried.
Wow. Honestly, the last time I cried, I don't know why it keeps on happening, but every time I watch Moana,
Oh, God.
when she restores the heart of Te Fiti, you know the part?
This is not who you are.
There's a lot in this, Jodes, so just go with it.
You know who you are.
Because the whole time you're like, where is Te Fiti? But it's actually the lava god.
Yeah, right.
So it's actually peace and tranquility, which restores the heart of Te Fiti, and Te
Yeah.
Fiti comes back. It saves the entire island.
Yeah. Well, the last time I cried was 2 nights ago when all the kids ate my sugar-free biscuits, my chocolate chip ones. Jeez, I was so hot, angry that I cried.
Different level, Sean. Let's put it back on you. You're an emotional character. When was the last time you cried?
About 10 minutes ago when you added me on air.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hayesy on Miss Daisy.
Thursday, 16th of February. It's time to take a little trip. Where?
down memory lane.
Why not? Let's do it. On this Daysey, 1973, Kathy Freeman, born in Mackay, Queensland. Today's her 50th birthday.
I'd waited for so long and dreamt so much for this moment. I'd already practically been there and done it in my own mind to the point where I was reduced to tears.
I think that every single set of eyeballs in this country were watching her when she won 400-metre gold in the Sydney 2000 Olympics.
I thought you were going to say when the cauldron and the flame got stuck in the opening ceremony. Remember that?
Oh, did you think I was also going to say Nikki Webster? Well,
no.
Watching when she cruised in on the surfboard.
No, or Kylie on a giant thong. Remember that?
And you're like, what's going on here? That's Aussie, mate.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
The rest of the world, you don't understand it. That's okay. We don't give a shit.
And we just cruise down the streets in the pouches of kangaroos.
Throwing chips on the barbie.
Yep. 1990, The Weeknd, born in Ontario, Canada. Today's his 33rd birthday. Credit where it's due. That guy's a freak. He is an amazing artist.
I love The Weeknd.
What about the artist?
No. I'm going to say I have a problem with some of his lyrics, okay? Because it's like, I can feel your touch. You can always come in on the main bit, but in the all lead up, there's, I can feel your touch.
There you go. No? I don't think The Weeknd does that song. I just kidding. No. 1964, Tim Tam biscuits were introduced by Arnott's Biscuits in Australia.
You know the deal? 3 wishes and all that?
A packet of Tim Tams that never runs out.
Tim Tam is iconically Australian, but God, they're good and still good. And I don't know if you're like me, but just deleting a whole packet within 2 to 3 minutes, no issues whatsoever.
There's 6 grams of fat per Tim Tam, so what's that? 6 times 12, whatever that may be, 70 or something.
Yeah, means that you're on your way to a little muffin top.
Yes.
If you eat too many of them. 1980, the longest traffic jam in history occurred in France. Cars were backed up 175 kilometres from Paris to Lyon. Now, I asked you before, is it Leon or Lion? And you said it's Leon, as in Leon Barner.
I wonder if Leon's ever been backed up for 100 k's.
Who knows? Possibly. You get back over here, Jodie. You pull yourself together and you get back over here and you speak, all right? Let me move on. 2002, Steve Bradbury won the 1,000-metre short track speed skating final to claim Australia's first ever Olympic winter gold medal in Utah.
Oh, and it's a lot of contact. Oh, they've all gone down. Bradbury is going to come through and win gold.
And didn't he put himself on the map for being, effectively, he was the tortoise in the race.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Somehow he managed to come first, even though he shouldn't have.
I just love that he has become like the epitome of coming from behind and winning just because everyone else falls over. Like, that is what he is known for the rest of his natural life.
Yes, instead he goes, no, I won a gold medal. And you go, there's a bit more to it than that.
Oh, yeah. Also, it's a bit like you with this job. Everyone else fell over.
I knew you were going to go down that path.
Did you though?
Yeah. You're like, I'm Stephen Bradbury. Yoo-hoo! 2015, Paul McCartney, aged 72, became the oldest music artist to make #1 in Australia when 4-5 Seconds, recorded by Rihanna and Kanye West, topped the ARIA chart.
I think I've had enough.
It was awesome, but the most disappointing thing about that were there are a lot of people, particularly in the States, who were like, oh, good on Kanye and Rihanna for giving this old bloke a go. I reckon he's got a bit of talent.
Yeah.
Dead set.
What a young up-and-comer he is, you know? Let's really give him a shot.
Good luck to him in this new age of music with the hippin' and hoppin' and the beats and all those types of things. Leona Lewis, she was a powerhouse as well when she burst onto the scene.
Keep bleeding.
Go on.
Keep bleeding, love.
Bleeding Love on Nova 919. It's Jodie and Hayesy. Good morning. Two stories, one truth, one lie. Somebody is absolutely full of schnitz.
Yeah.
And you have to tell us who it is.
And a $100 Schnit House voucher on the line right here, right now.
We're not schnitting you. Schnit House Australia serves the best schnitzels made fresh daily with authentic golden classic or celiac-friendly breadcrumbs, Hilton Golden Grove or O'Halloran Hill. Ladies first, Jodie.
Okay,
what is your story this morning? You're such a truthful, honest, wholesome person.
Okay.
I'll say that much.
Well, this story isn't wholesome. I once touched the Premier inappropriately at the gym. Okay, so this is what happened.
Oh dear.
Before I started this job,
boy.
We used to work out at the same time. around 5:36 in the morning. Okay, so I'd duck out, leave the kids asleep, and then do my little workout, and that was that. And so one day he was sitting in the gym on that arm machine. You know, the one that, what's that, chest press?
Yeah, the pec deck.
The pec deck. And so he was...
Of course he was. I mean, look at him. Built from upwards, the upper body, just magnificent.
So he was sitting there, but he had his AirPods in. So he's sitting sort of hunched forward with his phone, with his AirPods in, like that. And I walked past and I went, hello, like that. And he didn't hear me because... And I went... I forgot who he was and where I was, and I forgot my place in this world. And I went, oi! And slapped him on the leg.
And as a part of him, how very dare you?
And he sort of startled, looked up and went, oh, hello, g'day, how you going? Right.
Okay.
And then, it flooded me with what I'd just done. I just whacked the Premier on the knee and gone, oi! And so then I tried to make a hasty escape, but the door I wanted to go through wouldn't unlock. And so I've dropped everything. So then he's got up off the pec deck and had to help me pick up all my stuff and open the door and see me on my way. And I'm sure he was pleased to see the back of me at that point.
There you go. 13-24-10. When have you touched the Premier inappropriately? Nobody? Lines are dead. It's just you.
Okay.
Okay. It's
Thanks.
Believable. It's very believable.
Mortifying.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, as a youngster growing up on a farm, which we've covered before,
yes,
and as farm kids do, I don't know, it's farm kids now. It's certainly probably not legal, but you drive vehicles at a very, very young age.
Yes, you do.
And I reckon I was driving the header, which is what you use to get up the grain and strip it. So we're stripping the would have been wheat or triticale or barley or whatever. I reckon I was doing that from the age of about 12, and I'd help out on school holidays, etc. And one of the first times that I was allowed to drive the header, I'd graduated from driving the chaser bin. I've crashed the header, and there was a muddy patch which I wasn't allowed to go near.
Yeah.
So I've crashed the header into this muddy patch.
Yeah.
To which it completely sunk. Had to get two guys in from town to pull it out. The mud completely destroyed the hydraulics.
Okay.
And it cost tens of $thousands to fix.
So you,
and
as a 12-year-old...
Dad was a little bit angry, I think I can recall. Slightly angry.
You, as a 12-year-old with heavy machinery, what could possibly go wrong?
No, it's fine. You're fine. Do you want a header? It's worth a couple $100,000. You're fine.
You're fine.
Just bring it back in one case and he'd chuck me the keys.
Go on, lad.
Go on, have fun, lad.
13, 24, 10. Which one of those stories is true? Which one is a lie?
$100 Schnithouse voucher up for grabs. Two stories, one truth, one lie. Jodie, quick recap.
Yeah, I'm a touchy person. Unfortunately, I chose the wrong target at the gym. Peter Malinowskis, our esteemed Premier, was working out on the pec deck, and he had his earbuds in and he couldn't see me, so I whacked him on the leg and said, oi!
Oi! Mally!
So I got my place for a second.
When I was 12 years old, I crashed the header at home on the farm, and it cost tens of thousands of dollars because I got mud bogged into the hydraulics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hate it when that happens.
I think he yelled. I think he swore. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he definitely did.
Okay, let's go to Sonia from Hope Valley. Good morning, Sonia.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Who is schnitting you here?
I believe you are telling the truth and that Hayesy is putting up. Because it's happened to me at the gym. Like, I put on my headphones and my music's on full blast, and you're in your own world. And I've had people trying to get me, but they can't. So they touch you and you like jump a mile because you're in your own world. And
yeah,
it's happened to me. So I believe you. And even if you are telling a fib, Jodie,
yeah,
who cares? You touched Peter.
You touched Melly. Yeah, hot Melly.
It's a good excuse.
So this is the thing, Sonia. On my screen it says Jodie's telling the truth because it happened to her as well. And a part of me got really excited because I thought, oh my God, you also have whacked the Premier at the gym.
So I bet you got excited. I think we all would have.
Oh, goodness me.
Hey,
yeah?
Sonia, just about to say, congratulations. You're spot on.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
$100 Schnithouse for you. That is a true story. I was mortified and I can no longer look Premier Peter Malinowskis in the eye.
Great, thank you.
Enjoy. We're not schnitting you. Schnithouse Australia serves the best schnitzels made fresh daily with authentic golden classic or celiac-friendly breadcrumbs. Hilton Golden Grove and O'Halloran Hill. And yes, clearly it was a lie for me as well, Jodes.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to touch the header. I'm not even allowed to ride a bike.
Jodie and Hayesy, dead or alive?
We like to call it a celebration of both life and death in the form of a game. Winner of this little contest gets coffees, and it is run by young producer extraordinaire, Zoe. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the studio. What you got for us this morning in terms of celebrities that may have passed or may still be with us?
I've got 3 celebrities. I'll tell you a bit about them. You've got to tell me if they're dead or alive. First up, Denzel Washington.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish.
Denzel Hayes Washington Jr., an American actor, filmmaker. He's been described as an actor who reconfigured the concept of classic movie stardom. He has won 2 Oscars, 3 Golden Globes, and a Tony Award. Born December 1954, dead or alive.
You think you can do this to me? You've been playing basketball at Pelican Bay.
Where's that from?
Yeah, Training Day. God, he's iconic.
Oh, yeah.
He's amazing, Denzel Washington.
Unlike that movie.
Is he dead or alive?
Yeah, that's why he's very much alive.
He's alive.
He's alive. Well done.
Come on, Zoe.
Yeah.
Come on,
1-0.
Work harder.
All right. Stan Lee.
It is such fun creating characters, writing stories. When you do something that you know the fans seem to enjoy, that gives you such satisfaction, you don't want to stop.
Stan Lee, an American comic book writer, editor, publisher and producer, he rose through the ranks of family-run business called Timely Comics, which would later become Marvel Comics. Born December 1922, dead or alive. Stan.
Well, I'm going to say that Stan Lee, and bless him, he's old. I mean, he is old as. He's still alive. So, good stuff, Stan.
He's dead. Good one. Because that would make him 101. He died in November 2018.
Okay.
So that's 2 Jodie, 1 Hayesy.
Woo!
Looking good. Looking good.
I've been in this position before, and
That's
it
all right.
hasn't ended well.
Do you know what your problem is? When you get in this position,
You
start,
get in my head.
Yeah, but you start tasting the coffee as well. All right? You just got to live in the moment.
No, I get it. Okay.
All right, last one. Holland Taylor.
There were literary dramas on these Playhouse 90 things. And that's when I saw people acting. So that's when I thought I would do it.
Holland Virginia Taylor, an American actress, best known for her series of iconic roles in 2.5 Men as the mum, Legally Blonde, George of the Jungle, and recently Mr. Mercedes. Born January 1943, dead or alive. Jokes?
What do you got?
I'm going to say that you said she starred most recently in something, so I'm going to go with she's still alive. Come on, it's for the win.
Hazy.
Well, look, I'm going to say, I have to say dead, because if I say alive and we're both wrong or you're right, then you win. So I'm going to say the opposite. I'm going to say she's dead.
She's alive.
Hey, calm down. All right. I left my wallet at home, so there'll be no coffee.
Thanks, Hazy. Coffees all round. Well done, Joyce. You redeemed yourself.
This feels like the first time I've ever won ever.
Yeah, good one. Good one, boys.
Thank God Stanley died.
Jodes, love myself a brand new podcast, but I tell you what, they don't get through easily. They've got to be really, really engaging and good. And finally, there's one which I reckon I can connect with.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We say a very good morning to Al Perkins and Taku Chimwaza from Love Island and Married at First Sight, respectively. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having us, man. That's amazing.
Good stuff.
What an intro.
Boys, so Back to Reality is a podcast. Take us through it. What's it all about?
Wow, man. Oh, my God. Where do we start? So basically, it's 2 guys coming off reality TV and I guess in the quest of love. And doesn't happen at all. But basically, give us a platform to just kind of talk about our experiences coming back to reality and back to the real world, really, and just kind of integrating a little bit of comedy into it, really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Just life after reality TV and everything that comes with it, all the ups and downs and all the funny stories. So it's a proper laugh, the podcast.
And so what was it like coming off a show like that and you're getting feted and you're getting, a lot of attention and people looking after you, and then next minute you're back in your room and in the suburbs just, trying to find your way again?
I mean, like, honestly, though, like, for me, it was very much like a culture shock. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. Like, I think it was also, like, coming from, like, a culturally, just overly just different background, like, to, like, what a lot of people, like, used to hear. That was already, different, as it was. And, like, I feel like coming back to reality was, like, I was getting, backlash from, like, people that were here in Australia and then back home as well. So, and that's Zimbabwe for me. So, like, that was probably one of, like, the biggest things, trying to cater for, like, the two different, audiences, I guess. But apart from that, man, everything was great. Like, the feedback was amazing and got a podcast out of it, really.
Yeah, well, that's a good result. So we're looking forward to it. Are you warned, like, by not just producers but other people behind the scenes, or as you readjust back to normal life, of what it can be like, the highs and maybe the lows?
Definitely not. Nah, you don't get a manual for what you're going to expect on the outside. Al, what do you think?
Nah, not really. You're sort of just thrown in the deep end a little bit. You pick the brains of other people who have been on reality TV shows before you, and they sort of warn you about it here and there. But you're really just thrown in the deep end, and you sort of have to work it out yourself. And I'm right now, I'm still working it out. Like, being over 12 months, but I don't really know what I'm doing.
Besides social media, what are the biggest challenges of going on these shows?
Oh my God, I feel like the biggest thing is okay. So before I even say this, I feel like so we do get a lot of support, like, coming off the shows. Like, we have, like, counselors that, like, continuously, like, call us. And like, and it's great, so we do get, some support, like, off the back of the show, and afterwards. So, that's great. But at the same time, I feel like something that people don't really expect us to deal with is, because I feel like, for me, for example, I'm in Wollongong, and it's like, I was, like, the only black dude that worked at this cafe, still do, and I always got recognized, right? And it's like going into, like, grocery stores and having people just hear your voice and just, like, recognizing you. That was big, So it's like you being extroverted at all times. And I feel like people expect to see the same energy that, they saw on TV. And, you're not always on. So I feel like that's something that, we weren't really expecting, like, just to be on at all times.
And Taku as well, I'm led to believe that you're a phenomenal dancer. Can you direct us to your socials where we get to see you move your body?
Who told you that, man?
It's getting around.
Listen, man. I think it's just in the blood, man. Just in the culture, in it. So if people just go to my Instagram, they can see a little bit of that.
And so, guys, how much of this reality TV is sort of manipulated and manufactured? I mean, we always have people complaining about the producers editing. How, in your experience, is it heavily edited to make you either look really good or really bad?
That's probably the most frequently asked question we get.
Yeah.
You sort of make your own. It's really not scripted. A lot of people keep asking me if it's scripted or not. It's 100% not scripted. You say what you want.
Yep.
But you got to remember, like, what you say is they can portray it to be something because obviously it comes out of your mouth. So you got to be mindful in that sense, and I think that's some advice for people going on the shows. But just be yourself, really, and
like, that's the thing, though.
Producers. Yeah.
And I was even gonna add on to that. I feel like you can't really fake yourself, like, especially when you're, like, on Love Island. Like, it's like 24/7, like, recording, man. So like, none of it is really scripted. Actually, none of it is scripted at all. So it's like, if you come in with, like, a fake mentality, you're really gonna get caught up by these cameras, man. And they catch you out at the weirdest of times, man.
Hey, Al, you watching maths? Are you disappointed there's no shoeies? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Like, every dinner party that comes on, I'm like, who's going to carry the torch? Like, surely someone's going to do it. We'll see.
Al, what do you make of the blokes on maths this year? I mean, I feel like they've just collected the biggest group of dudes who have no idea how to respect and treat women.
Whoa. Oh my God. Yeah.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Jake.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to watch. Like, I get a bit of, like, anxiety because I feel like I'm living it almost. Like, I'm sitting there, at the dinner party with everybody.
Yeah.
Because I've been through it, and I just want to speak up for everyone. But, like, the guys are a bit disappointing this year, and it's just a bad representation of men in Australia. Like, it's just like, oh man, like, guys, come on, like, you can do better.
But the thing that people don't realise, though, those dinner parties go to like 4 or 5 in the morning, don't they?
They do, yeah, they really do. And you're tired, you're wrecked. But there's no excuse for those the behaviour of some people, I guess, on the season.
If I was up till 4 in the morning, Al, I'd get drunk and then I'd sober up again, wouldn't you, by that time?
Yeah, same with me. Yeah, I got drunk and sobered up a few times. Yeah, by then, and then you go home and order McDonald's. But, but yeah, you're really, really tired afterwards, and the next day you're just sort of sleeping in, hungover. But yeah, no, it's a really cracker season. I'll tell you that much. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this season of Matt. It's proper entertainment.
Boys, loving the podcast, so congratulations on that. Back to Reality, of course, available. It's an original Nova podcast via the Nova Player, wherever you access your podcast. Thanks so much for chatting to us, boys, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having us, eh?
Appreciate it. Thanks for the chat.
Anytime. Thanks, guys. See ya.
It's been a big show today. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have had a lot of fun today. Tomorrow, though, on the show, we are live at DD's Cafe. It's going to be absolutely awesome for Brekkie at the Burbs. How good?
So good. And, I mean, apart from the fact that you can come down and see us and potentially score yourself some Lord tickets.
Yeah.
Huge announcement. Tomorrow morning,
yes,
8 a.m.
This is absolutely massive.
I'm very nervous about saying the wrong thing here.
So I know you are, and so am I. Because we're not allowed to say what the announcement is, only that it's a huge Red Room announcement. And I'm reading straight off my sheet because I'm so scared.
Yes, last time that the Red Room came to town was Joel Corey, and that was absolutely epic.
Yeah.
People are still talking about it.
That night was so big. I woke up in the morning and I said to my husband, oh, goodness, thank God we didn't go out last night. And he's like, what are you talking about? We went to Rundle Street.
What are you talking about? I found you asleep on the O-Bahn. Pink tickets as well. We'll hook you up tomorrow as well. So, big day coming up. Looking forward to Brekking the Burbs.
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of your day, please.
Yeah, you too, please.
All right. Goodbye.